Hello everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and in today's video we are going to be doing a builder gel set of nails with a gel polish marble ombre. So I really hope you all enjoy watching. Now to start off, jumping in with our products, I'm going to come in first of all with RB01, which is from the rubber colour base collection. Now I really love combining the rubber base coats with the easy build up gel builder gel range because they work very well in conjunction with each other, because they both are strengthening products and both are great for adding strength and structure to the nails, especially when you're doing things like an overlay, but they do work really well together when you are sculpting or extending as well. So the rubber base collection is great for anyone who has weak or damaged brittle nails, things like that. And then as well, a lot of the time customers or clients decide to get builder gel nails to add strength to their nails, so the two products just work really well together. Now I have chosen to use RB01 today because the design I had in mind was kind of like a milky white ombre with pretty colourful marble tips. So I'm going to come in and apply a thin coat of this to all of the nails, and I'm working on these as though they are a long overlay. Now you could still do this design with a sculpted or extended tip. You would just come in and do a clear base maybe and then sculpt out a clear top, a builder gel layer, and then come in and start creating the milky look. But because I was working on my practice hand, I'm just going to come in and work as though this is an overlay. So I always like to make sure I apply a nice thin coat of rubber base coat and really work it into the natural nail plate. Originally I did want to do this set on my own nails, but I hadn't removed a product from last week's video, so I kind of just decided we would do it on a practice hand today. And it's sometimes a good way to show you guys techniques as well, as it is a little bit easier than working on my own nails. But I'm just applying a thin coat of this. As you can see, I'm going over the entire nail. I kind of give the brush a little bit of pressure to really work that product into what would be the natural nail plate. And then if I need to get closer to the cuticle or the sidewall area, I will come in with my stripe liner brush and just gently tease that product a little bit closer. You would have seen I did it, I think, on the little and the ring finger in this set, because the nail beds on those two nails are quite small, so I do find it easier to get nice and close using the stripe liner brush. And then I'm just going to even the color out. So as you can see, I go in with a little bit of pressure, work it over the nail, and then kind of just float my brush over the top. If you were coming in and doing a builder gel set of nails, you only really want to be going in with a thin base layer. The rubber colour bases, they are designed to be used as a base coat alone underneath either your gel polish products or your builder gels, but then you can also use them for colour as well. So you can come in and apply a second coat if you want to use them for colour. So then we're going to move on and start creating our marble nail art design. And to do this, I'm going to use blooming gel. So I'm going to come straight over the top of our cured base coat and apply a thin coat of blooming gel. And I want to apply this to the entire nail, because I want my marble to be at the tip of the nails, but we're going to be doing an ombre effect, so I want it to blend nicely into the nail bed area. So because I want that to happen, I'm going to apply the blooming gel to the entire nail. This way it allows our gel polish marble to bloom down the nail, and then it's also going to give us a nice even coat of product on the nails as well, rather there being an unevenness where we've only applied the blooming gel to the tip of the nails, if that makes sense. I always find it better to just come in and apply the product evenly to the entire nail, and this is going to kind of minimize any lumpy bumpiness you're going to get to your overall design. So I'm just going to come in and apply a small amount of this. A little bit does go a long way. It has a nice thin consistency, and then you want to leave this wet, so we're not going to pop this in to cure until we've created our marble effect. So I'm just making sure that it's nice and neat, and I had a little bit too much on that ring finger there, so I just picked up some of that excess product. Now the colors for my marble, I've gone with three colours from last year's spring collection. So we've got Peachy Balm, Canary Yellow and Aqua Waves. I absolutely love these three colours together. I think they just work so beautifully, and this was one of my favorite collections from last year as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small amount of each color. I want to make sure that I'm creating enough marble to do all 4 of the nails that we're going to be doing in the design. So I'm going to take each color and place it down on my palette. You want to be really careful when you are placing your second or third color down that you don't pick up any of the previous color that you put down on your bottle brush. So always check your bottle brush before you pop it back into your bottle so you don't end up contaminating the color. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Kiki London dotting tool and just swirl these 3 colors together to create a gorgeous kind of like tie-dye marble pattern on my palette. This overall design, it kind of reminded me of those ice lollies. I think they were called Zap. A lot of the time when I do a summer marble, I feel as though it ends up looking like those. But I wanted this to have quite a tie-dye look to it. I didn't want it to be like a super defined marble. So that's why I've marbled the colors quite a lot on that palette. And then I'm going to use the round nail art brush and scoop up a small amount of that marble and lay it down into that wet blooming gel. The wet blooming gel will also help pull the product off of your brush. And then I'm kind of taking my stripe liner brush and I'm moving the product to cover the tip of the nail, because again, where we're working on the tip of the nail, we don't want to end up with a too thick bulky layer. So I don't want to keep going in with more product if I don't need to. And it is also going to start blooming whilst we're working on the next nail as well. So I kind of just swooshed it across the tip of the nail, and then I'm just teasing it around using the stripe liner brush. And then this is also going to help create that wavy tie-dye effect that I wanted with the marble, which I just felt as though it really worked with these colors. And the blue and the yellow, as they were marbling, they started creating a bit of a green as well, which I really loved because it looked as though there was more colors in the marble than I had actually placed down on my palette. And I just think anything with a marble is really fun, especially for the brighter nails as we go into spring and summer. As we go into summer, we're already in spring. These are going to look a little bit softer. You'll see when we create our Milky look with the builder gel, I will be slightly coming over them. So it will soften the vibrancy a little bit, which I felt really worked for a spring design, if that makes sense. Also, another thing that I wanted to mention is you want to clean off your brush from now and then, like I just did on my palette there, so that you're not muddying up your colors together too much, because they will start merging together on your brush. And then if you go and pick up a bit more of your marble, it won't give you as much of a nice effect. So you want to go in every now and then and just wipe off some of the excess from your brush, especially if you're doing a full 10 nails in a full set. And then another thing as well, with your stripe liner brush or whatever you're using to apply your marble, if you see any little air bubbles in your gel polish, you want to pop them before you go in to cure, and then that way you can touch up your marble without there being a popped bubble in the marble once you have cured. And then I kind of overall looked at the nails and felt as though I'd lost a little bit of the blue that was coming through. So just taking my stripe liner brush, I picked up a little bit of aqua waves and just gently rolled that through the marble just so a little bit more blue come through, because I really do love aqua waves. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ombre brush and just very, very gently blend this back a little bit, just so there's not a harsh line where the marble ends. It would have already started doing this with the blooming gel, but I just wanted to soften it a little bit more. And then another thing that can happen quite a lot when you're working with blooming gel and marble designs is you will get a little bit of product running on the sidewalls. So I like to just take my round nail art brush and just very gently run it underneath the free edge of the nail, and this will pick up all of that excess product, and then I'm just wiping it on an alcohol wipe. This step takes seconds, but it really improves the overall appearance of the nails because you won't have bulky free edges. You're getting rid of that excess product instead of having to file it off and ruin the design, or leave it and end up with a bulky looking shaped free edge. Now for our builder gel. So I'm going to be using a Kiki London's Snow Glaze. So this is part of the Easy Build Up Builder Gel in a Bottle range. And this is where we're going to create our strength and structure for the nails. And then we're also going to create our ombre design. So I'm starting off by coming over the entire nail with a layer of snow glaze. So this is going to fully encapsulate the nail bed area and the tip of the nail. So that marble, this is what I meant by it's going to look softened and milky. And then we're going to go in with a ball of gel down at the cuticle area, and I'm going to start working this from side to side, and this is going to start building up that structure that we want in the apex area. Now with this first ball of gel, I'm going to take a small amount of this down towards the tip of the nail, just so that I have got enough structure running down the body of the nail and to the tip of the nail as well, so that there's a structure there that's needed to avoid any breakages, and then so the entire nail is getting that full encapsulation layer. Then I'm doing that using my stripe liner brush, so just helping to tease it down, keeping it nice and neat at the sidewalls. You don't, like I said before, you don't want thick bulky sidewalls. You mainly want that structure running down the center of the nail and in the back third for the apex. So I then come in with another ball of gel, and this ball of gel, I'm mainly leaving this in that back third for the apex area. So you can see where I placed it down. I'm nudging it from side to side, but then I'm only ever so slightly going to blend this product down. Now if you don't feel comfortable doing this with the snow glaze, you can do this second ball of gel with clear. Say for example, if you were worried about covering up too much of your marble design at the tip of the nail, but I'm just pulling this very gently down with the stripe liner brush, because we want a majority of that product to stay in the back third for the apex. We don't need any more thickness or any more structure at the tip of the nail. I'm then going to pop that nail in to cure for 60 seconds. When I'm working with builder gel, I find it easier to cure each nail one at a time, but maybe that's just because I'm doing a video. A lot of the time when I'm doing my own nails, I won't do it that way. I do all 4 nails and cure, but whatever way works easy for you. So then we're going to come in and repeat that steps again on the middle finger. I only showed you guys doing 2 of the nails because I didn't want the video to be super repetitive, but coming in as same as before, a thin slip layer over the entire nail. So this is going to work as a slip layer, but then it's also giving us a bit of strength and structure over the entire nail. And then I'm picking up my first ball of gel, placing that down at the cuticle area, and then slightly nudging it from side to side. It's going to follow where you've applied your slip layer, and then I'm just going to gently feather this down the nail. So I start off by doing this with my bottle brush, and then I switch to that stripe liner brush, 1 to get it a little bit closer to the cuticles and sidewalls, and 2 because I don't want to start pulling too much of the product down towards the tip of the nail. So by doing it with the stripe liner brush, it kind of just gives you a little bit more control over how much of the product you're pulling it down. And then again, we're going to come in with our second ball of gel to build up our apex area and build up that structure in that back third where we need it. So I'm just picking up, I'm working with really small balls of gel here too, by the way, because obviously we don't want to create too much thickness. Moving this from side to side, just you see there, I just sort of rolled my brush to remove any excess product and be able to put my bottle brush back in the bottle, and then switching to that stripe liner brush and just pulling the product where it's needed. And at this point as well, I'm checking the nail from all angles and pulling the product where it's needed. So if I need a little bit more to come down towards the tip of the nail, I will. And then if I need some to go back towards the cuticle area, I can flip my brush in reverse and pull that down. And then once again, when I'm happy with this, I'm going to pop it in to cure for 60 seconds. So this is what those 2 nails look like. We've got a nice flush cuticle area, and then we've built up our apex and structure. I did the other 2 nails off camera. Now I was quite happy with how my nails looked at this point. I was quite happy with the strength and structure that we'd built. I didn't feel as though I needed to do too much filing or debulking, but I do always like to come in and refine with my file and buffer anyway. I feel as though this gives you such a pleasing finish. It just makes everything look so much more sharp, structured and done, if that makes sense. So I'm going to come in and wipe off the tacky inhibition layer using some alcohol, and then I'm going to fix up and bring back that sharp shape using the 180 grit side of my file. So as you can see, I'm just following from the edge of the fingertip down towards the free edge of the nail using 1 single strokes with my file. So just going along that free edge just to bring back that sharp square shape that we had from the tip underneath. Whether this this be from the natural nail tip or your sculpted base, or maybe you've used tips. And then I'm going to come over and just buff over the nail using the 100 grit side of the Kiki London buffer. And this is just going to it's going to slightly debulk, and it's just going to give you a really nice, smooth, perfect looking finish to the nail. If you have applied your application a little bit on the thick side, so if maybe you're a beginner or your builder gel application just didn't go on point, you can come in at this point and debulk with the 180 grit side of your file. But for me, it depends on the day. Sometimes I'll go in with my builder gel and feel as though there's a lot more finish filing to do than days like today where the application has gone really nice and neat and I just want to come over with my buffer. But 99% of the time I'll still always come over with the buffer because I really like that refined finish to the nails. So again, we're going to do the same again on this now. So I'm coming in and sharpening up the shape using the 180 grit side of the file. This just brings back such a difference. Like I'll try and show you guys, I think when I've done this now, how different it looks to the ring finger and the little finger by just doing a little amount of filing. It gives you that super sharp, crisp shape. And then I'm just coming over the entire nail with my 100 grit side of my buffer. I go up one side, go around that cuticle area. This helps as well get you a really nice flush cuticle, and then just over the entire surface of the nail. If you haven't done a thick bulky nail, so if you've got a nice neat application and then you go in and start doing this with your file, you might find that you file off too much product. So that's why if I'm happy with my application, I'll just go in with my buffer rather than a file. Once I'm happy with doing all of the filing and buffing, so here I was just showing you guys, look at the difference by just spending a few minutes filing. I think it just really fixes up the set and makes them look finished. So I did do the other two nails off camera, and then I'm going to go in. I start off first of all by dry dusting. So I just take my dust brush, dust away a lot of that excess dust, and then I've just sprayed it with some alcohol, and then I'm going to give them a really good clean to remove as much of that dust as possible. You can also wipe over the nails at this point with an alcohol pad as well, but whatever way you do it, you want to make sure that you're fully removing all of that dust before you come in and top coat. I'm going to top coat today using the no wipe rubber top coat. Whenever I'm doing a strengthening set of nails or I'm extending the nails using builder gel or sculpting gel, I like to come in with the rubber top coat to continue adding that strength through the layers, and the rubber top coat works brilliantly in conjunction with the rubber base coat. So I'm just going to apply a thin coat of this to all of the nails. The rubber top coat does have a slightly thicker consistency, so you kind of just want to float it on. If you find it looks a little bit uneven, it does self-level quite quickly, so you can hold the nails upside down for a few seconds to help speed up the self-leveling process before you pop them in to cure. Once you have finished top coating, you do need to pop this in for a 60-second cure in your LED lamp. And then at this point, if I was working on myself or a client after I've top coated, I would allow the top coat to cool for a minute or two and then come in and apply my cuticle oil. I find that if you come in and apply your cuticle oil the soon as you take your nails out of the lamp whilst the top coat still feels a little bit warm, sometimes it can dull the shine. So I always just give the nails a minute or two to cool, and then I'll come in and apply my cuticle oil. Of course, because we're working on a practice hand today, I'm not going to show you guys that step, but I'm sure you've seen it in lots of previous videos. But then I really loved how these turned out. I thought they looked super cute, and I love that milky look, and I love it in an ombre. So I really liked how it worked with those bright pastel colors. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment below, and hit that subscription button if you haven't already. As always, I will leave all the products I've used listed in today's video in the description box below. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments and I will be happy to help. I hope you all have a lovely Friday and a wonderful weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.